Right on day 2 of the quarantine, and I finally brought the coffee stuff into the room that I'm in. So this is a Chemex coffee pot, and got some Black Rifle coffee here. I do a 21-day order of coffee where I get a pound of coffee every 21 days. That's kind of cool. This smells so good. This is coffee or die, and I do like 2 scoops. 2 scoops is all I use. But this coffee can is amazing. If you guys don't store your coffee in a airtight coffee canister, I'm gonna make sure I don't get a face reveal here. The interior of it, just take this reflective thing off. Duh. The interior of it is has a like a one-way valve thing on it. You flip this D-ring up, and then it opens the valve. It's pretty amazing, and it keeps your coffee super fresh. So if you don't do that, and you drink coffee, you're a coffee connoisseur like I am, then these are like $12 or $30. It just depends. You can find them online. But anyway, if you haven't had to pour over coffee before, it is the way to drink coffee. The way to drink coffee. I can't recommend it enough. And I bought this electric kettle to heat up the water. So the way you make a pour over coffee is you just get the grounds wet, and then you're going to wait about like 30 to 40 seconds for it to bloom, so to speak. And what this does is it takes all the acidity away from your drink. So it's totally worth waiting the 30 seconds or so. Coffee is one of my vices. I drink a lot of coffee, probably too much. I have a permanent eye twitch, and I'm not sure if that's from the caffeine, because I drink multiple cups of coffee a day, or if it's from something else, who knows. But so anyway, day 2 of the quarantine. I've read 14 books already. I'm just kidding. It's tough to go to sleep being in this room. I work nights, so trying to sleep at night is a challenge, obviously. And then after that, just trying to be on a normal schedule. So different bed. I'm sleeping in a different bed, and it's not as comfortable as my normal bed that I sleep in. So that's a compromise and a challenge there as well. So once it's bloomed, you basically want to just pour your coffee in a circular motion, and you're going to stop. I haven't noticed much of a difference, but stopping about a quarter to a half an inch from the top of the carafe is good. And then basically your coffee is going to just drip down into the base here. Now you can buy a different carafe. This is a Chemex carafe, and I think it's the 6 cup. but they're different ones, and the Chemex is a little more pricey. But I had like a $12 one that used a metal filter, so I didn't have to keep buying paper filters. But a box of 100 filters, square filters, is $9.99. So that wasn't really a difficult decision for me. Plus, that's less cleaning up you have to do. You could just toss the paper. And some people say that it tastes better. The guy at my local coffee shop claims that the coffee tastes better in a paper filter, but I don't know. All I know is pour over is the way to go. I got my big Catalina Island mug. I like to buy a mug when I go somewhere if I can. It's kind of a problem because I have so many coffee mugs and so little space to store them. But we have a cool coffee bar. I'll show you guys some other time that my wife and I made, with like a his and her shelf kind of thing. It's pretty cool. So, gotta have coffee. Coffee is life. And that's probably a prep that a lot of people don't think about, is coffee. And can you live without it? Yes, but it definitely is a luxury. So that pretty much has drained through. There's a little bit left in there, but it's stopped dripping. So I'll put a little bit more water in here and see what happens. So at this point, what I like to do is just go around the edge and push all the coffee grounds down. And then get that circular motion going again. That's stirring up the grounds in there, and it'll drip a little bit more. So one of the things that's better about this than the $12 one is there's this groove here in the carafe, and that makes it so much easier to pour into a cup. You don't actually have to get it completely horizontal as you're pouring to get the last bits of coffee out, or the last drops of coffee out. It actually will facilitate that with this little bump right here. Otherwise, you're going to have to pour past the waistline of the carafe to get the last bit of coffee out. So I am not symptomatic at this time. I feel great. I had to call the EOC again to talk to them, give them my address and things like that. And they reiterated to me, like I was going to cheat, that I was supposed to stay here at the house and not leave and all of that. So that was fun, because obviously I'm not going to do what I'm not supposed to do. So here I am, hanging out, making some coffee, making some YouTube videos. Appreciate you guys coming along with me on this journey. It's really tough not being out of this room. I do go out a little bit when everybody's asleep, and I cover myself so that I'm not making or spreading anything. And I'm about to go out there and bleach, sanitize everything, all the door handles and things like that. And I'll wear gloves and a mask while I do that, and make sure if I do have anything, I'm not spreading it out there. But better safe than sorry. Wash your hands and say your prayers, and wear a mask if you're going outside. And just be careful. Do that social distancing thing and follow the guidelines for flattening the curve. That's a good idea. That way you don't end up with the beer flu, because nobody wants that. I didn't think this was going to take me 10 minutes to make. Maybe if I was paying a little more attention, maybe I can do this where you guys can see. Instead of yapping, I could have, yeah, that'll be a better angle. Coffee, coffee, coffee. These are glass, so you got to be careful. I don't machine wash these. They don't go in the dishwasher. They are hand washed, but small price to pay for the most amazing cup of coffee you've ever had. If you haven't had a pour over, do it. You won't regret it. French press. I go pour over, then a French press, then your regular pot of coffee. And Uncle Sal, if you're listening, it's really hot. This is Slow Stacker. I'm stacking it slow, drinking coffee. I'll catch you guys later on. Bye-bye.